Well, the address here, 7602. That is in reference to Jimmy Johnson, aka Jimmy Johnson Drive. Well, today we shall crown a champion in Season 8 of the Bass Pro Shops NR2003 League. This is Phoenix International Raceway, where we shall crown a champion in the Crown for the Desert finale. Joining me in the booth tonight will be what used to be a driver for this season but has opted for the booth tonight, Dylan Negron.
Thank you for having me, and pretty excited tonight. We have a pretty decent points battle heading into the final race. Um, yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens tonight.
Alrighty, we do have one more in the booth, but he'll come in later. He's running a bit late. So, you mentioned about points, Dylan. It is 10 points that separates Clements and Gibson heading into this final race. Third place, Jolene Sims isn't here tonight, so the 4 through 6 battle, who are mathematically eligible but realistically aren't, they'll take over third. It's just a matter of who will take up the third place spot come after the race. There is a couple things in the rookie of the year standings. I believe it's Skylar Den leading 28 over Dragons, and for teams points, I'm be real, I can't forget, but I know it's close amongst those two.
Yeah, and I'd like to say draw some draw some parallels to 1992. As we all know, 6 drivers entering with a mathematical chance at the championship. Obviously, Lyle and Rodriguez have pretty slim chances here, but I believe they're already eliminated. Actually, I think it was a much bigger car count that was needed.
I believe so. And yeah, Lyle did run through the numbers, and Thomas Troxel being used as a placeholder for most of those were pretty comedic.
Yeah, he entered like 20 clones of himself.
Yep, totally rigged for Troxel. As qualifying has wrapped up here in the desert, it is Steven Gibson who already has the advantage, winning pole position over Landon Lyle. Then Troxel and Cole Rodriguez in row 2. Although Cole Rodriguez isn't necessarily able to win the championship, he still is able to win the bracket championship, going up against Steven Gibson. To continue down for go ahead, Dylan.
That's gonna be an interesting fight. Obviously, that's what we care about more here is the bracket championship. But yeah, it's gonna be an uphill battle for everybody. I feel like coming into this point save against Gibson.
Yep, continuing down, it is Talaziz and Daniel Rodriguez in row 3, with Skylar Den and Friesen Rodriguez in row 4. Joshua Clements, points leader, hanging in. He's going to find his way from 9th place, with Leon Gregory starting alongside. Then Jelani Howell and Mattis Bells in row 6, with Dragons and Carl Childress in row number 7. Jared Gavoy and Joe Schmuda in row 8. Kirsten Bell, 17th. I haven't seen her in a little while. She is the final driver to set a lap time in 17th. And I believe that's the only other driver not saying actually. Yeah, I think everyone set a lap time here. It's listing 24 for me, but obviously we might see 17 cars take the green flag here. So I do want to bring this up. I'll happy hour is still ongoing. I There was an announcement made like a couple weeks ago, and pretty much everyone forgot about it, but it's worth bringing up. Because of the shenanigans that happened at USA, in terms of the late caution that came out and having to red flag it, game cautions will no longer be in use, and that applies for tonight. So it is manual yellows, and we're still gonna have to choose all that later calls green flag in the restart zone, I presume. So, what do you think about it? Like, we ran through the entire season with game cautions, but then you get this slight change in proceedings come the championship race.
Yeah, I do think it is the correct call to go to manual yellows. There's been a lot of um, mess considering with game cautions, especially what happened in USA, of course. But it is a little interesting. Um, I lost my train of thought there, but
Oh,
yeah.
good.
I was gonna think about the fuel run. I believe it's like 45 laps, probably a little less than that. So it's gonna be quite a few pit stops during this one. So
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see strategies play out here, especially for a championship between Gibson, Clements, and sorry, Jolene's not here, so it's just those two. So it'll be
okay.
interesting to see.
Yep. Well, we only have two of the top three, but that doesn't mean the championship fight will be any easier for Clemens. He's gotta really execute here, and with a track like Phoenix, you have to capitalize on track position. And with Clemens starting back at nines, he's gonna have a little bit of a hassle to deal with trying to overtake cars in the early going. Meanwhile, Gibson is on pole position. He could take it as easy as he would like it to.
Yeah, I do notice he's starting at ninth, which is a little, but Josh, he's really good with tire saving and long runs, so it'll be interesting to see how he adapts with track position here. I mean, he has a 10-point gap, so it'll be really, I think it'll be a really tight fight till the end.
You can't afford to slip up, especially in this final race here. Got no under 4 minutes left in happy hour, so nothing much I could bring up. They'll talk about next season, meanwhile, as pretty much every NR league has been a kind of a burnout, so I've heard talks about the season 9 edition of BPNR starting somewhere in late um, August, maybe early September, but it's just a matter of whenever the admins feel ready, they have the tracks, they got all the rules patched up, and if there's any tweaks to the point system or just the format in general, they want to ensure that next season will be better than the last.
Yeah, I'm really excited for what the next schedule will be. I know there's been some tracks thrown up there, and I mean, I'm someone who really hopes for Fontana to come back, but I'm not sure if it will. But I mean, I do think BPR needs a break. It's been a very tumultuous season so far, and hopefully ends on a strong note.
Yeah, D2 didn't end on a light note. It was Wednesday at Memphis, and while the race itself felt a little mad, but still interesting in that retrospective, uh, ultimately the finish was what really stained it, so hopefully D1 can do a lot better in that regard. It's not a high bar, but still, you gotta at least give us a good product from start to finish.
Uh, yeah, I do think we are going to be in for a quite interesting race. And as you said, Phoenix is a big track position based track, and it'll be really interesting. Hopefully, we'll get long runs here, and we'll see how the drivers manage to cope with that because it's going to be tough. Phoenix is not an easy track.
And it played host to the championship race in real life for the top three divisions beginning in 2020 and just recently revoked that right for this year. So we got a little bit of an expectation, although this is an older model of Phoenix. I feel like the idea is still going to be the same.
Yeah, for sure. And if I'm not wrong, this is 2008 Phoenix. I didn't check the track, and I'm not
Neither did
sure.
I. But it's definitely before the
And
recap that took place in 2011. And yeah, it's the the dogleg especially being grass instead of paved like it is today. And I'll be real, I do miss the old Phoenix. I get that you want to be unique with the start finish location and just the pit lane renovations, but yeah, it just I prefer to call the turns where they used to be instead of what we have now, but obviously we've all adapted to it. It was a little weird, especially given we've had one race in 2018 on this configuration and the fall race being on the new configuration, and that definitely hampered me as well as many others for a good while, but I guess that's just me being nostalgic, but
Yeah,
regardless.
for sure. I mean, I'm still torn about the obviously the current finish line. Obviously, it has created some good finishes, but I always think about the Carl Edwards and Harvick finish, and that was like one of the last years of that configuration. So I agree. I think that's some maybe a little bit of nostalgia, but I'm someone who prefers the grass version more. But it's ready for race time.
Yes, sir, and I guess it finished that's I'm kind of indifferent between grass and paved dogleg, but regardless, I do like this particular configuration.
All right, so I'll be right back. My game just crashed. That's cool. Good start.
Unfortunately, he fell out.
Yeah, yeah. Give me a second. There we go. Not sure why it kicked me out, but we're good. But yeah, I prefer pavement. Oh no, sorry, not pavement. I prefer grass because I enjoy driving it more. I get pavement has like the 12 wide restarts, but I feel like it's just not as exciting because it just fizzles out immediately.
We can always respect it. So today is going to be 125 laps, a very lengthy race for Phoenix standards. 2x where Cup physics and overtime shall be in play if needed. With Rattlesnake Hill as the backdrop for this final race in BPNR Season 8, it's time to crown a champion in Arizona.
Gibson got a really good start there in the turn one.
Gibson clear, also loud is clear. Your trucks are still side by side for third. Talaziz giving that number one car pressure. 65 of Daniel Rodriguez sending it in. He's got Frieza Rodriguez directly behind him. No relation, of course, but it's going to be Steven Gibson gaining himself another 2 points for leading at least one race lap.
I saw Friesen locked up there for a second, but he caught in and take out the 65 there. But yeah, Steven's already got a pretty good gap to the 99 already.
And is it fair to build up such an early lead? We saw this last time D1 race at USA, he and Jolene Sims. But ultimately, it was just those two come the end of the run prior to that first green flag pit stop, just close to halfway. But for today, it's more of a flatter track, not much banking. It is 9 degrees through 3 and 4, which the field is going through now. And turns 1 and 2, meanwhile, banked at 11 degrees.
It's a really weird track to tackle because it's different on both sides of the track, so you have to really adjust. But yeah, Gibson's already second ahead of Lyle. We're in lap 4, so we'll see how that works out here.
Clemente dropped to 10s and he's warping just ahead of July Howell. I do think, to your point, he might be just conserving for to potentially make this a one-stop strategy, which is for a track like this is pretty much a Hail Mary, but no, harm in trying it, especially if you're trying to capitalize on getting the best track position, common caution, and that
Whoa,
just
Tala's
might
been
be
dumped
why
there.
Tala Z's getting chipped by Daniel or Frieza Rodriguez rather in the 01 car.
I believe. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that was a. I think Friesen got locked up there and just tagged him.
And yeah, caution is out, so just a future reference though, I forgot to tell you, but I do have loud muted on my end, so just call on any yellows or penalties.
Yeah. No problem.
Shall take a look. If I can on board with freezing and pretty much that just lock off into turn 3 and just go straight into Tala. Tala number 14, one of those drivers competing for what is now 3rd place in the Drivers' Championship. As everyone heads down the pit lane under this first caution period, no brainer here. I could see someone take 2 tires, but I'll be real. Why would you? It's too early to do that.
Yeah, no need, especially with how long the runs can get here once everyone fizzles out. You don't want to be disadvantaged on tires. And it looks like Gibson beats out Lyle there.
And Cole Rodriguez getting 3rd from that. He is up against Steven Gibson at what is the final round of the brackets. Gonna get some consolation prize.
Looks like they're going to catch Shmuda here, who I believe is still in the lead lap, or he's waving. Wait, did Shmuda stay out?
Looks like Shmuda stayed out.
All right, well, go big or go home.
Not that much hype around the 50 Lexus, but we'll see how that goes. And Juice goes back all the way over here. So I believe they called it JuiceCon, or maybe they're...
No, he did not.
Yeah, about to say.
It's next time by. So this is a very interesting call for Shmuda. I do think it was early in the run, but I'm not sure about staying out here. But it could work out if we get a quick yellow, maybe get some track position out of it, but we'll see.
And just the definition of a quick yellow is more like, well, he's coming in, so it'll be
All right.
irrelevant for his case, but I guess to give a better idea, you want it short enough to where you don't get bombarded or lose too many positions, but also long enough where it forces everyone to come back down the pit lane.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel and it would be tough, especially with how the tires wear here. They were about 6 laps old.
Out there, so not that big of a detriment, but for Phoenix, it's a pretty good detriment, as Choose Cone shall occur now. Pretty small when just hovering above it with free cam. So as under this caution period, Gibson and what is now the race lead would win the championship if it stays as is. Clements unfortunately down in, well, he started at 9s, fell down to 10s, but now he's going to restart what's effectively 6th place. He's going to be alongside Trunks, so just behind D-Dog, as we're about to conclude the first caution period here. Going to be lap 10 of the scheduled 125. Gibson has control, and we are back racing.
Another really good restart here from Gibson as we get into turn 1. Already clear the 99 and 91.
And those two will fight side by side for 2nd place. Well, a little close through the dog leg. I thought the 20 of Mantis Wells about chopped off Carl Childress. Saw someone warping also. I believe that was a 78. But no harm, no foul.
Yeah, it looks like the 00 is also warping a little bit, but it looks good to me.
Well, Troxel fourth place really lose through 1. Clemens not able to capitalize yet.
Strategy worked out there, right? For Josh, he's now in fifth place. Sorry, but as you said, I believe that's still not enough at the moment.
We do have Zach Armstrong and basically the behind the scenes crew working on the live point standings as they rush. So great shout out to them.
Thank you, Zach. Oh, here comes Skylar on the inside of D-Dog, and he's gonna get the pass here. Can he clear off the turn 4?
Narrowly, yes, he will. That opens up the door for Gregory to potentially get 7th away, but didn't get his nose in through turn 1.
Troxel's right on the bumper, yeah.
Yeah, Troxel looking for 3rd on Lyle. 99 washing up a hill through turn 3. Just confirmation halfway at the conclusion of lap 62. There would not be a caution for it, but never mind, Joe. Beavers when we get there. As Troxel gets his nose on the better run through turn 2. He's gonna have the preferred line here.
Oh, Lyle washes up there, and Troxel's gonna go. It's just gonna breeze past him here. Oh,
potential crossover with the momentum, but unable. He just didn't have enough room. So as a driver, I've been seeing a lot of drivers just washing up ever so slightly. It's kind of just diamonding turns 3 and 4. Is that something that's just common around here at Phoenix?
Yeah, I would say so for sure. And I did practice a little bit here. It is pretty easy to wash up if you just miss the arc just a little bit. But I do think it definitely hurts your tire saving, especially like in a long run here. If we do get one, it'll be definitely tough because there's been lockups as well, because you don't want to overshoot.
Minus 3-car gaggle for 9's Dragons has a
Oh,
spot.
Carl's one in the back here. Just a 1-car spin.
And you get it going only single car at the dogleg, Brian the Cowbush tribute livery. That pretty much was the theme in Michigan when we lost him. So what will be 17 laps complete of the scheduled 125 is Steven Gibson, your race leader and leading the championship at that fact. Then his opponent in the bracket, Cole Rodriguez in P2, Thomas Troxel in 3rd, Landon Lau P4. Then there's the other championship threat. It'll be Joshua Clemens P5. D-Dot just got around Skylar Den for 6th place. Waylon Gregory just behind, Dragons P9, and Julian Howell under pressure from Friesen Rodriguez. And those two, Friesen and Tala Z, able to work their way back up ever since those two wrecked each other through turn 3.
We're 3 wide here.
And yeah, on board with Tala. I was thinking it was going to be a little ballsy, trying to maybe go 4 wide, but he thinks better of it.
It looked a little scary there into 1, but they sorted it out.
Oh, Friesen in the wall. Out of 4. Gonna be July trying to make a move, unable to keep his car underneath him through 1. Now he has Tala on his outside. Here comes Houston Bell. Haven't seen her in a little while. the she won the Daytona 150 at the start of the season, and maybe become a title reddick by winning the first and last race. Currently, she's stuck in 12th place.
Oh,
Oh,
Jelani and Tella make
big
contact
block.
there.
And Jelani's gonna go way up the
Oh!
hill, and he saves it, but that's going to cost him quite a few positions there.
Yeah, just got a little, just washed up a little bit on turn one. It was just got really loose. It's really unfortunate there, but it was a good save.
So it looks to me that the top 8 now have branched out into their own little groups. Still, Gibson for the race leader. Now he has hit traffic in the form of Carl Childress. We saw him self-spawn earlier, so he'll be the first lap car. We do have one retirement on the other hand, that being Joe Shmuda.
Not sure. I'm assuming he retired during that pit stop, but we saw it before green. So I was gonna also mention, I saw the 92 was gaining a little closer back to 99, but something must have happened there. But as you said, they are pretty fanned out at the moment.
At this point, once the field has spread themselves out, you're ultimately just racing track. As that is Troxel up against the outside wall of turn 1, and his motor
His
has blown
motor
up.
blew.
That is really unfortunate. Just not the chase he would like, despite missing the 12-man chase grid. Just coming so close to making it through Charlotte for what could have been a race win, but he ends the season in the garage.
Really, really unfortunate. He's had a tough time this season, a lot of bad luck, and you just hate to see that. He was running really good there. I'm not sure. It must have just been an RNG failure, which is just really unfortunate here.
Yeah, but and with that, no. That could also threaten his chance of getting at least a consolation prize of being the highest scoring non-chase driver throughout the course of the regular season. Currently 613 in the points hitting in. Only roughly 30 or so points above, I believe to be Skylar Den. And speaking of points, you see the graphic there. Gibson 4 points above Clements as they run. He continues to lead. Cole Rodriguez still in P2, Lyle in 3rd. Clements currently residing in 4th. D-Dog meanwhile in 5th.
Yeah, and that definitely changes up the points battle quite a lot now. It looks, I think Josh would need maybe 1 or 2 more spots here to get back his points lead. So it's really consequential there.
And that, or what could make it worse for him is the stage here, because if it stays as is, Gibson will gain 15 points, and Clements gets 6, so that's a net gain for 9 points for Gibson, which only hurts the uh, potential for Clements to walk away champion.
Yeah. Yeah, stage points are going to be a big factor here, especially with how much they give out for, first place compared to 5th. You're just going to have to hope for some bad luck, I guess, to come your way, to be honest, as it stands at the moment.
User joined your channel.
There's the Caitlin. We've been waiting for you.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
So, hopefully he can join the server. I did put the car file in and all that, so he's registered. In the meanwhile, there's a 3-car gaggle for 5th place. D-Dog, William Gregory, and Skylar Den. Only two of them in chase contention. Skylar Den, meanwhile, could will more than likely walk away as the Rookie of the Season winner.
Unfortunately, it will not let me join, so I will be stepping out of the broadcast booth. Sorry about that, people.
User disconnected from your channel.
That's strange. I guess I had the information he would normally join with, so and the server didn't reset. That sucks. Meanwhile, D-Dog giving up 2 places now. Then Gregory in the top 5, and just now Skylar Den up to 6. It's still Gibson leading 3.2 over Cole Rodriguez. Lap 33 now of the scheduled 125 for the championship race at Phoenix. We got quite a I'm about to say a mid-off at Carl's lap, so it evolved to 2 cars now. Dragons versus Jericho Void. But that only lasted like 2 seconds before it died out.
I think, looks like Clements is closing in just little by little on the 99 as he, I'm assuming getting closer to the end of this run.
Yeah, just riding on board. I've just been seeing the 99 kicking it sideways on exits. So I wonder if he just burnt up his rears too much. It's just, I haven't looked at the I-9 to really dictate how much the falloff would occur. At least currently with how it resides between the 99 and 92 is currently neutral in terms of lap times, but both of them are regardless gaining on Cole Rodriguez.
Yeah, he got there. He's right there as well. I'm not sure if Cole is struggling a little bit with tires here.
Only 100 through the corner, and he's really kicking it sideways.
That was really close there. That was a really good save by those two, but that brings Clements back into this.
And he needs to make these overtakes one way or another as
contact
the 91
there.
really sideways again as he's trying to defend second place from Lau.
Yeah, I believe the 20 is coming in, which is a lap car. He spun on his pit entrance there, but it's all good there.
So Lau able to make the move for second. Someone did spin, at least from the smoke. I believe it was the 20, like you mentioned.
Yeah, it was a 20. It looks like he spun on entrance.
It just cut to Skylar Den really off the pace. He was 5th, but then just let 2 cars go, dropping into 7th. But that after that move, Kirsten Bell washes out to 3 and 4. Takes a really big diamond deep arc. And Belshi gets bit across the
Josh
line.
had to check up there. Sorry. Josh had to check up big there in the 91. Didn't want to hit him there.
And all this is beating the gap that Stephen Gibson has built up over what is now the past 30 laps since the restart.
Yeah, it's been working out perfectly for Gibson here.
I guess Clements felt like he can't make the move on track given how loose the 91 looked to be, so he's going to opt to pit now. Probably to get more aggressive here in terms of strategy.
Yeah, 91's going to come in as well here. We locked up entering the pits, but I believe he's good here. Well, that makes sense here for him.
Yep, got pit speed around here, 45 miles per hour. As Clements exits, we'll see how his pace dictates compared to Stephen Gibson and Lana Lau. Those are your top 2.
And Lionel Stevens still staying out here. So we have D-Dog and Gregory.
Yep, those two were battling for what was 6th place.
And looks like Josh is gonna exit right in front of Cole Rodriguez here. And he's gonna take that spot away.
And yep, he did make the overtake via pit lane. Oh, and it close call just ahead of Clemens. Houston Bell slamming her brakes to enter the pit lane. Scour then had to check up,
Yeah, that
but
was
Clemens
really close.
loses minimal time.
I think Gibson has enough of a gap where he can probably extend this run and be perfectly okay. So he built up about like a 4.5 second gap before everyone came in. So we'll see how that works out.
And yep, he's thinking about the championship in regards to how much of a gap does he have over Joshua Clemens rather than Landon Lau, who is currently staying up with him. Currently, Clemens scored as a lapped car in 10th place, but
Gibson comes in.
yeah, gonna unlap himself here. Lau continuing to stay out, gaining himself bonus points. He is in that battle for 3rd in the championship.
Ooh, Josh caught Carl in a weird spot there, but got past him there fine.
July number 19 also pitting. These green flag stops are really crucial. You gotta execute pit lane entry. You gotta get in your pit box correctly. You gotta exit and ensure that
Oh,
you have
caution's out.
stability. Oh, caution. That being
Oh,
Matt Bell spun around in the front straightaway.
yeah, Mathis Wells spun there.
This really works out for Gibson,
Yeah.
and he comes out behind Clemens, and he just came off the pit lane, so
Looks like Skylar Den slammed into Mathis Wells here as he spun off of 4. But weird timing there. That I don't know how much that worked out for Lyle.
well, he's scored as the leader, and the 2 cars behind him are lapped. It's going to be the 92 of Joshua Clemens who gets the lucky dog, so I retract my statement about Gibson.
Yeah,
Bad
really.
but he could get the lucky dog, or Rayburn rather.
Yeah, really unfortunate timing there. As I believe Josh was pretty clear of Gibson on the before the caution, so would have been interesting to see how that worked out. But now we're reset basically.
So with Matt Tiswell's number 20 Lexus, he's going to spin around and gets hit but behind with Skylar Den. And that was enough for a 2-car accident. This will be our second caution of the day here in BPNR Championship finale from Phoenix. So pit lanes open for lead lap cars. Landau leads them in. Be Talazi's 2nd place. Skyden, who just got collected in that caution, in 3rd. Reason enters in 4th. Jericho Voy in 5th. And Dragon 6th. These 2, in my opinion, really benefited.
Yeah, I would also like to mention halfway is at 62, which isn't too far off from now. So especially for Gibson and Josh, that's thinking a little bit for the halfway points here.
Yeah, those stage points can really sway the championship as Landau wins off the pit lane. Friesen Rodriguez 2nd. And it's going to be tied, but I believe the 13 of Skylar Dan gets 3rd. So it is confirmed that the 92 of Clements will get the Lucky Dog pit lane open for the lapped cars now.
Yeah, that's. Didn't realize that's really unfortunate. So the Gibson's going to have to start from the back, with the obviously with the wave around.
Yep, he and Carl Childress opting for the wave around here. Currently under. Go ahead.
Actually, yeah, that's right. Both of them will be starting from the back, so it'll be really interesting to see them carve from the field.
Currently under caution, here in BPNR, lap 48 of the scheduled 125 is Lane Lau, who just went off the pit lane with Frieza Rodriguez P2, Skyway in 3rd, Talaziz P4, Dragons in 5th, Jericho Void P6, Joshua Clements, the Lucky Dog in 7th, and Steven Gibson P8, 9th on back, are lapped. To me, I think the wave around should have gone by now, but I don't know what the plan is. As soon as I see that.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused. I have Lyle, obviously, but
Yeah.
I think next time we'll choose. I think. Should be enough time for all of them to catch up.
Let's see. A few more rounds. Dino Rodriguez, July Howell, and William Gregory. Pretty much everyone who was pretty much caught at the wrong opportunity, or Lyle's being more generous with the waiver rounds and just letting everyone wave around regardless if they pit or not.
Yeah, for sure. Lyle just confirmed we are choosing next time. Bye.
So that leaves us with a 75 lap stint potentially to the scheduled checker flag. The 130 on the ticker is for overtime purposes if we need it. Now the wave rounds have come to the end of the queue. And like Dylan mentioned, it is choose cone time. Lan Lao will be the first. And now for the first time in this race, because now their two competitors are bunched up, it is Clements winning the championship if it stayed as is, over 5 points from Steven Gibson.
Yeah, it's a bit different now because obviously Gibson was to the back, but since so many cars were lapped, he's 5th at the moment. So we'll see if he'll be able to carve up and get some more stage points. Same with Clements.
Well, Gibson's the restarting 5th and Clements back in 10th. And we are back racing. Lau versus Frieza Rodriguez Alpha 2, and it is the 0-1 who got the run off, but not able to clear just yet, and now he finally does into turn 3. Looking really loose. These are really cold tires, but he'll be able to lead a lap here.
A little bit of a weird restart there. I believe Lyle had a little issue with the green there, so a bit scuffed. But here comes Steven Gibson for P2.
I mean, when you're the race leader coming to the restart zone, you're supposed to call green in the game chat. So, I don't know if he'll penalize himself for it, or if he's just being a little bit too egregious with his admin abuse and just doing it over global TeamSpeak.
It's all rigged, actually.
Yep. You rigged
Yeah, Gibson.
this. You rig the races and you still can't win.
Yeah, it seems like he did have like a True the Green chat, so at least we survived the restart.
Yep, just under 10 to go until the stage.
Oh,
There is
Josh is spinning!
Oh,
And that's huge.
Oh, and that's the points leader into the wall. It's going to be a single car accident, but this is
Oh, man.
really gonna shake things up. As it is Steven Gibson on the polar opposite of the running order. He is second. He caught Frieza Rodriguez, but all the top three actually just kissed the wall off of 4, losing all of their momentum.
Yeah, that's a really tough spot there. I think just got a little high in one end, and the car just gets loose like that. Really unfortunate. Hopefully, he'll be able to claw back in here. Gonna need a little bit of luck though, obviously, with that being that far back.
So Clemens gets no stage points more than likely, unless there's a caution right around the corner. But Gibson, meanwhile, he's going to continue to carve in and expand on the lead after overtaking Clemens in the point standings. He's currently sitting second, but I would go for the stage win. Like, I'm sure he's trying to get every point he can.
Yeah, for sure. And Friesen's is doing really well here to hold off the 21.
Alright, Friesen, I'm pretty sure had a small hiatus right around a month ago. Regardless, good to see him back. We saw him at USA, so 2 races in a row he's been able to show up and do this diligence as a racer.
Yeah, both drivers hit the wall off of 4 there, but didn't really change much in the space between them as we go into the dog leg.
Gibson being able to really send it on entry, being able to rotate the car, but he just cannot hit the exit that he needs. I've just been hearing him flipping the throttle out with turn 4 especially. It's 21 just struggling off of 4. He's got 3 to go until the stage to receive those points. Meanwhile, it looked to be about for 4th now. It'll be Den who's got to lose their turn 2. He's likely going to get passed here by Cole Rodriguez, the 91, and with a chance to win the bracket championship. He is up against Steven Gibson. Currently won't be able to win it as he is now 4th place while Gibson holds firm in 2nd.
Yeah. And speaking of Gibson, he's closed the gap just a little bit. He's right here on the 01's bumper.
And as close as I've seen through these last few laps, he's got to look outside here. I'm just not able to get the throttle on
really
exit.
slow.
Yeah, just can't get the rotation through 3 and 4 on, especially on that exit. It is white flag here for the stage.
But regardless, of course, sorry, you go.
Just 3 less points in Gibson's credit, but still, this is going to be a massive game as we hit halfway home in Phoenix, Arizona. Frieza Rodriguez, your stage winner. Steven Gibson, P2, narrowly over Landon Lau. Cole Rodriguez in 4th, and Skyler in P5.
I was about to say about the same thing as you said, but yeah, really huge points there for Gibson because even if things go a little south in the next run, he's got those stage points to cushion himself a little bit.
So update on Clemens. He's on 13, going down the dog leg now. He's still in the lead lap, but 20 seconds back. Mantis Wells is 14th other end of the track, so don't worry about losing any more positions, but I anticipate the 92 to unfortunately pit early here.
Yeah, trying to gain any track position you can and hope for a yellow. That's probably all you can do at the moment.
It could be a two-stop deflex compared to the rest of the field, who's likely going to aim for a one-stop here. Went green with 75 to go, so split it down evenly to make it to the scheduled end of the race. Meanwhile, Lanalao underneath Steven Gibson we saw at the stage end, but I feel like that 99 has the speed now to overtake, and he will get second place. Cole Rodriguez also joins the fight.
Yeah, Josh Clements has pitted here, as we alluded to earlier. He is pitting early. We'll see if he'll be able to claw back some spots here with an early pit stop.
But like, it really depends on how long he's willing to take these tires that he's just now putting on. So, but again, with the restart being on lap 51, so this is effectively 15 lap old tires the rest of the field has. So that is a pretty, I wouldn't say a good margin, but I wouldn't say it's bad either. And it's like, if you need a caution, you gotta time it to where you get ahead of everyone who on the lead lap who's going to pits during the, I'm gonna say 20 to 30 laps from now, but not late enough to where you're forced to make a second pit stop.
And yeah, for sure, it's gonna be really tough here to judge what the best call is, because it's just strategies at this point are gonna be a little hard to guess. But we'll see. I mean, you just got to be lucky at this point if you're the 92 with how things gone. I don't believe anyone touched him. It was just a really unfortunate spin.
Yeah, this is unfortunately what could be the second collapse in Season A. We had Dunlop Pratt, who won the championship and just had a very abysmal final run at Watkins Glen. He's opted out for the rest of the season, knowing if this were to be a full season points format, he would have already locked up a championship. Now, even with the regulations going to Clemson's favor, at least for the first 4 races, he unfortunately folded here in this final race, and it's pretty much the equivalent of Denny Hamlin. Kind of, not really, but that's the best comparison. It could make you go in with a lot of expectations. You've pretty much mastered the system before, and this could very well been Clemens' championship. Just yeah, bad luck, and unlike LePrade, he pretty much loses his championship per the rulebook.
Yeah, it's interesting that even in NR2003 have championship format discussions like this, but yeah, it's really unfortunate, especially for Dunn. Watkins Glen was a really unfortunate race for him, and he did opt out, so yeah. But again, it's not over, obviously. It's definitely not over. Things can happen. We could have a lap car wrecking in front of the field. It's happened before. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, meanwhile, for the lead, it is Landon Lau. He has caught the rear end of Frieza Rodriguez. He opts outside through the dog leg and into turn 3.
They're gonna be side by side off of 4 here. Not quite clear, but nope, he's clearing a 1.
No, but he's going to stay defensive here. Despite may say you clear, but ultimately you still got that little bit of a phantom hitbox here that while you could clear and get in front of Lau, ultimately it's just safer not to, because you don't want to risk a bumper grab or just a weird hitbox and spinning you around. but it looked like visually you were clear.
Yeah, for sure. Lyle got a really good run off of 4 there. They're going to be nose to nose.
Going for a wide arc here. Seen him be able to make that work, and it certainly may work out for him here out of turn 2. And he's going to get the race lead.
If I'm not wrong, Lyle hasn't won a D1 race in quite a long time, so this would be pretty big for him if he can hold on.
Yeah, I've seen him as of recent, but the D1 races come create some really interesting strategies, but ultimately couldn't muster up the position that matters most in racing. But he does have a win at least this season in the D2, where, much like I alluded to, he went 30 laps on single fuel tank and Michigan and narrowly won while sputtering across the line.
What a finish that was, and very unfortunate for Harry Crawford to lose out there. I believe that's the second time he's lost out to Lyle on fuel in all leagues he's racing. But I was going to speak about the points now. Gibson's fallen down to P5.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he burned stuff up a little bit.
Yeah, but likely taking it easy because Clemens currently is 1 lap down. He is gaining on the leader, but still quite a ways before he'll be able to unlap himself. So Clemens currently behind 24 points according to the live points.
Yeah, Gibson doesn't have to do much here, just has to keep it steady and hope for no more cautions or anything like that.
Underneath 50 to go in Phoenix, Arizona. Lane allowed your race leader, Frieza Rodriguez, under pressure from Cole Rodriguez. For second place, Talaziz has also rocketed his way to join this battle. We'll keep our eyes here for second place.
Yeah, Tala just entered into this fight too. Is he gonna pull a crazy move into 1? Oh,
Whoa,
Frieza got
really
real loose.
loose on exit for Friesen, and he's have heavy passenger side damage. So he'll lose second and third, for that matter. It allows Steven Gibson and Scourden, who are having a battle amongst themselves for fifth, to potentially close up. As Mantis Wells letting them go, he's trying to get to the pit lane, likely blew a tire. But he'll safely make it down the pit lane.
Yeah, oops, Scholar's looking to make a pass on the 21 out of 2, but got a little loose.
And Tyler now wants a crack at second place here. He followed Cole Rodriguez through to take the 0-1 out of the running for this battle. But now Tyler wants it for himself. Gonna go underneath, and Cole Rodriguez lets him go here. Tyler Z's up to second.
Yeah, we're getting to the point of the run where I think we'll soon see people pitting here, obviously for the 1 stop. But so you don't want to cause an incident here.
I was gonna bring up lap times, but Carl Childress got in the way of Lane Lau, so we'll wait another lap to make a fair comparison. But at least with this time by, Tyler, regardless, still gained on Lau, only by 1500ths.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be really, obviously Lyle's probably loving seeing that battle occurring, but I'm not sure if he's much faster than Tal, but we'll see here.
And 14 has gapped Colrod, and this time now, between these two, Lau and Tala is neutral. And we're about to approach that pit window also, so this is the optimal window to pit, split the 75 lap stint in half, and make it to the checker flag.
Oh,
What, 25? There goes Gibson.
sorry to interrupt you. I didn't even notice. Steven Gibson blew a tire. That's why he's coming in now.
Oh, and to think this was pretty much settled, this definitely gonna slow up Gibson, but I don't know if this will necessarily take him out of fighting, unless he loses two main positions to where Clements can gain enough points back, as I also saw Skylar then slow up through turns 1 and 2. And I think that 13 also has a tire issue, limping through 3 and 4 now, going to come in this lap.
Oh, because he spun. Oh my god. I was just more worried on the Gibson's part, but yes, Skylar Den spun. Looks like just a self spin into turn 1 and 2.
And
Oh,
now
Kirsten
Talon
barely avoided
sees
that.
real has caught up to Landau. Sorry to interrupt you, but 3/10 of a difference in the 14's favor. Now Aziz looks inside and he's going to get the race lead.
Yeah, great pass there, and no worries. There's a lot going on here that we missed, but yeah, I believe Gibson blew a tire coming into turn 1, and Skylar Den also spun in turn 1. Both single car spins, so no cautions, obviously. It definitely changes things a little bit, but those stage points are really huge, so I'm not sure how much it does at the moment for life points.
And last time I saw it, and the viewers for that matter, it was 20 points in Gibson's favor. Pretty sure Zach would want to wait until the pit cycle completes itself before updating. Yeah, Tyler gained the lead away from Landon Lau. He has 2 race wins this season, one of the 12 Cheese contenders that were eligible to win the championship. Gonna get himself potentially a 3rd place in the final points, but he does have 2 race wins, like I mentioned. It is Indianapolis and Charlotte, 2 crown jewels, pretty much becoming the Gene McMurray of this season's Cheese Grid.
What a race that Indianapolis race was. He's been turning around his fortunes a lot, especially in BPNR. But yeah, ooh, Carl got loose there. Just going through the field here. But yeah, he might be Jamie McMurray.
Just maybe. He could have won, well, had the chance of winning D2 Memphis, but AGG doing AGG things and ruining that finish, but yeah, he's just been turning things around here in D1 had a good run through Watkins and USA. So he's continuing this momentum here in Phoenix and hoping to end off the season with win number 3.
As Lyle comes into the pits here, we're going to see what Tala does here. See if he does an overcut. And I was speaking of this, I saw, I believe, Josh pitted again, so obviously having to do another stop.
And this pretty much forces Cole Rodriguez to act, and Tyler's going to stay out another lap here. And I suppose it isn't too surprising from Tyler. I saw him do this at D2 Memphis as well, when they had green flag pit stops, going 2 laps longer than AGG, but couldn't gain any time through the, what was a 40 lap stint. And now this time pretty much on a dot, another 2 lap extension compared to his opposition. He's going to come in as Lan Lao comes to unlap himself.
See how this works out for him. He's going to have slightly fresher tires, but but if I do think it could work out here.
A close call there with William Gregory as that 30 car was exiting his pit box. Would have been unsafe release if this were any other um, discipline.
Lyle's got a pretty big gap here to Tala, as I believe he's just exiting now.
I think so, yes. Yes, you are correct. Just had to double check.
It definitely changes up. Oh, sorry, you go.
Reason also got ahead, because they're listed on the same lap. Jericho in between them, these laps.
Not sure what happened there, if he had a slow entrance or something, but again, he has slightly fresher tires. He can definitely claw his way back and take the win. Barring any cautions, of course.
So after pit stops, lap 95 we're coming up to, so 30 to go in Phoenix. Land Lowry race leader, Steven Gibson P2, Friesen Rodriguez in third, Tyler Z's P4. Got two left cars in between him and Cole Rodriguez in fifth. Then it is Daniel Rodriguez in P6. Kirsten Bell P7, the Peugeot, Skylar Den P8, July Howell P9, and William Gregory in the top 10. 11 cars on the lead lap, and 2 retirements, that being Thomas Truxell and Joe Shmuda. And here comes Tyler for third place. And it's just a easy pass. Those fresh tires really doing him a lot of favors currently, but you still gotta get to the race leader, who is currently 6.2 ahead of him.
I was just thinking about this. Because of Gibson's blown tire, I believe he pitted at lap 82, and it's gonna be really close on fuel. I think he'll make it, but just a little extra drama here at the end of the race.
Yeah, if that is the case, then he is a pretty big disadvantage compared to Tyler, who has 10 lap pressure tires. And just behind him is Clements, who is currently the lucky dog position. He already got one during the second caution during green flag pit stops, and yeah, this race is too big of a deficit to really say he has a good chance, but to your point earlier, anything can happen.
Oh, we have a one-car spin?
I believe that was Carl, who is really slow off of 2.
Tull's looking to make a pass on Gibson. We know these two have had a lot of altercations, but hopefully it'll be just a clean exchange here.
Yeah, have really been a rivalry between these two. My most recent exposure to things heating up was IFAR season finale at Chicagoland, where while AGG was running up, it was devolved between these two in a battle for second, and much like now. But this time, Tyler was able to get by cleanly. Gibson, meanwhile, is still struggling.
Yeah, struggling really hard there, and those old tires could definitely damage him later in the run. But of course, I do think he has enough fuel to make it, but it's a matter if everything else can hold up.
Clements gets by, he is lapped, so no change of position. There will be a change for position more likely between Cole Rodriguez and Friesen Rodriguez. 99-91 rather, loose underneath, but able to get the job done.
Lyle has a 6-second gap here over Tal. I'm not sure what the lap times are at the moment, but we'll see coming in the line who's faster. Since I do think Tal had to slow it up a little bit.
24 to go. 29.5 versus a 29.4. He did gain, but he's gonna have to keep that consistency up and maybe eke out a lot more tenths than what he currently is able to muster to have a chance at him. Meanwhile, battle for third brewing up between Gibson, Cole Rodriguez, and Friesen Rodriguez. Friesen starting to slip back. It is Cole Rodriguez. These two are battling for the bracket, may I remind you. So, well, Gibson is going to walk away Drivers' Championship. This is a really the deciding factor for the bracket, and it is Cole Rodriguez who gets by through the exit of turn 2.
Really nice move there off of 2, and we'll see what the margins are, but I do believe Tala gained a 10th last lap.
No, it's the other way around. It is Tala losing 2 10s, and despite the 99 being in traffic right now, having to get Carl and Dragons, the 14 is starting to play deja vu. Just got a little bit too greedy with the new rubber, and fortunately is starting to slip back.
Yeah, but basically about the same time last lap. It's going to be really hard for him to make about 6 seconds here in the closing stages of this race.
Coming to 20 to go of the scheduled 125 in the championship race. Landline, your race leader. Talaziz in P2. Cole Rodriguez in 30 may win the bracket. Meanwhile, there's a whole scrap here for 4th. Steven Gibson loses 2 positions to 1 set of corners. Friesen Rodriguez up to 4th. Kirsten Bell in 5th.
Kirsten's had a pretty quiet race, but she's steadily made her way back up into the top 5. Really good run so far.
Yep. Haven't seen her a whole lot this season, and certainly pleases me to see her have a good run as she gets underneath Friesen Rodriguez out of turn 2 to take away 4th place.
Yeah, Tala's really struggling right now. Lyle's put the gap back above 6 seconds here. Not sure if he has enough.
I mean, I can pretty much ask the question to Kaylin at D2 Michigan, pretty much regarding the greediness of having the tire advantage, and suddenly the tables have turned. Now your opposition gets the upper hand because he's been saving his tires, and you've been over here abusing them, and suddenly the heat gets to them, and now you had to fall off before they did.
Yeah, I believe I just saw Carl come in. Looks like he blew a tire.
It's not the day the number 8 crew wants.
Ooh, Dragon
Oh,
spun right in front of the leader there. One of the leaders there.
that'll be by 1 car for now. He's in a bad spot, and he
And
toes.
he goes, yeah. Really sketchy spot for him to spin there. Pretty lucky that no one clipped him.
Just general sportsmanship, just ensuring that the race stays green, and he acknowledged that he was in a bad spot, so rather than put everyone at risk, he toes it. Just keep the race green. He values safety over racing.
That's a respect moment right there.
Mantis Bell's in the pit lane. He triggered the most recent caution after his self spin, and just hasn't really done much since then.
Looks like Tala gained about nearly 2 temps there in the last lap, but is it too little too late for him?
Again, is closer to 6 seconds, so he's gonna have to eke out a lot more time. 29.9 from Lyle. 29.6. He's starting to pick it up.
Yeah, he gained about 3 temps there. Sorry for but yeah, He's gonna have to really bring it out here to have a chance at getting this win.
Under 15 to go. The crown is so close to Steven Gibson that he can taste it. And in a short while, we'll see if he can take it. Currently sits 6th place, but it is enough given the siege points he has acquired and just the overall dominance and the head-to-head against him and Clements.
Just a really unfortunate race for Clements. Just the one spin just cost him for the rest of the race here. Now it's just hoping for a lucky yellow, as I believe he's still in the free pass position.
Yeah. His only opposition for that lucky dog is Jericho Void 00, who's at the other end of the track and is slowing up more than the 92 has been.
Yeah, and Tal's making up some serious time, but I'm not sure if it's enough time left here, as we're at 11 to go at the moment.
29-7 versus a 30 flat from Lau, and also negotiating with July Howell to put him one lap down. And 10 to go in Season 8 of BPNR.
And a lot of the drivers here are spread apart at the moment. But looks like D-Dog's on to Gibson's bumper.
D-Dog, another driver where he could have done a lot more in his final 3 races. He really capitalized on the first 2, that being Michigan and Talladega. It's just been a whole collapse for the 65 team. Currently looking to take 6th place away from Gibson and maybe 5th if Friesen falls back within these closing laps. But it's just, if D-Dog was able to take a second jab at Watkins Glen and USA, I'm sure that he could have been another talking point in terms of the Drivers' Championship.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of bad luck that spread across the chase field this season. Just felt like everybody got affected big time, but seems like it's going to all work out for Gibson here.
And just amazing job to William Gregory just now. 2 cars in these 2 laps, promotes himself to 6th place. D-Dog, meanwhile, is going to finally jab at Steven for 7th. Only 1/10 loss between Tala and Lau, going into Tala's favor.
Ooh, Tala made a little contact with Dragons there.
Yeah, Dragons, he's leave on new rubber, but he's also 5 laps down, and it is frustrating when you're a lead lap car trying to make up time on the leader. And unfortunately, Tala just hasn't been lucky with the lap cars, especially when it comes to negotiating with them. Yesterday in the Cars Truck Series, he had 2 lap cars not giving way to him while he was leading in a span of 3 laps. One of them managed to flip him around.
Yeah, just a little string of bad luck here, but as we said before, he's really turned things around with this season, as having previously a lot of bad luck this season prior, but I do think it's probably too late here unless there's a yellow.
Right now we're 5 with actually 4 to go as Lau crosses the line to put this race and season to rest. Overtime is still possible, so until the white flag is displayed, there is still that possibility. And that is Friesen just exiting the pit lane. He couldn't make it on the set of rubber he had, so that promotes. Uh, these two are already ahead.
Oh, Dragons got dumped, but I believe it's just a one car.
And he's up against the outside wall in turns 3 and 4. We're trying to find a gap to safely get out of the way without needing to tow again, and he has found said gap. He's out of the way. Coming to 2 to go for Landau and what has been, as a driver, a very unorthodox season. Not because he's been bad by being a terrible driver, he just hasn't been able to get the strategies working into his favor. But it looks like at least he can cap off with a race win, finally, to his credit. To your point earlier, he hasn't won a D1 race in so long. He's going to savor this one. One more time around. The race is official.
Yeah, what a great strategy he played today. Not sure. I did think Talos was going to work a little better, but I wonder if he had a pit stop error.
And that's D-Dog spinning up the road from Lao, sorry.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to come around here and take his first win in quite a long time.
Primary league admin Landau, driver number 99, is going to win in the desert. Landau has a comfy lead over Tala. And third place, quite a ways back, it is Cole Rodriguez who wins the brackets. Kirsten Bell spinning off of turn 4. She currently 4th, but keeps that position. All the way back here is William Gregory. Great run for him to finish 5th. But off of 4, he will see the crown Steven and Gibson, your Season 8 champion.
What a nice way to close off the season. Really good race. And congratulations to Steven on winning the championship. And Lyle winning the race, and Cole for winning the bracket championship.
Arizona bears witness to what could be 3 separate burnouts. Cole Rodriguez has already started his off, winning the brackets. Landau currently waiting on start finish. Likely waiting for Gibson to come by. There he is, just coming out 4. So the 3 of them will have their own achievements to celebrate. Again, Cole Rodriguez wins the bracket. Landau, your race winner. And Steven Gibson, the man of the hour. He's going to begin his burnout, knowing he is champion.
Congrats, Steven.
I believe Gibson got the title by 12 points there. Really heartbreaking for the 92. But great way to end the season.
Definitely so. Let's actually try to find it. And yep, at least from what I have on screen now, Steven Gibson, 14 points over Joshua Clements. Landau with that race win gets third place in the championship, beat Talaz's P4, and D-Dog in the top 5.
Yeah, just a really good finale there. Did get a little calm at the end, but great strategies that were played out there, especially from Lyle.
Yep. If I can find the thing. So going over race results, it is Landon Lau, your race winner, Talaz's P2, Cole Rodriguez in third, Kirsten Bell in fourth place, William Gregory in top 5. Good show from him. Stevie Gibson, your champion, finishes 6th. Skylar Dan, P7, the final cars finish on a lead lap. And it is Daniel Rodriguez, P8, Julian Alwell, P9, and Joshua Clements in the top 10. Frieza Rodriguez, P11, with Thomas Truck, Derek Avoid, P12, apologies. Mantis Bell's 13th, Dragons 14th, Carl Childress 15th in the final car to finish the race, with Thomas Troxel 16th and Joe Schmidt 17th, the 2 DNFs of the 17 car grid for the season finale.
Yeah, and like I've been mentioning, I know this season's had quite a bit of controversy, some mess, but it was a great way to end the season, and hopefully next season's much better.
Before we wrap up, I'm going to conduct some interviews. I'll be real, I might bring in Lau for last because I got quite a
Yeah.
bit of questions for him. So let's bring in runner-up, Tyler Aziz.
User was moved to your channel.
The Tyler Dev, do you got me?
I got you. I thought you would move Lyle up there because he won, but I
Oh.
could bring everyone up here, I guess.
Do you wanna?
Wait, what?
Do you want that?
Yeah, you interview Lyle
Yeah.
first, and do you want to race?
Well,
User was moved to your channel. User was moved
all
to
of
your
you
channel.
get brought up into the booth
You're having
here.
a conversation.
Yeah, no privacy now.
Fair enough.
So I was gonna put you last now, but Tyler.
I thought you do winner first. That's why I got confused.
Yeah, but
My
there's still
bad.
a bunch of questions for Lyle, not just as a driver, but as an admin going to the off season. But let's start with the race winner. And as a racer, Lyle, really good in the final race here, and you finally tackle the hurdle that is being able to be a D1 race winner once more.
Yeah, it's been a really long time coming. I don't even know what to say. I didn't think it was gonna be here. I don't think there's a reason why I won that. Well, I mean, I don't know. That was the most consistent I felt in a race in a really long time, maybe ever. I'm really in a state of shock, but yeah, I mean, season 5 South Boston, that was like, um, like September of 2024, and that was basically 2 years ago. So, I can't believe it. I'm just super happy about it.
Well, bit ironic considering that Colin T got his first BPNR win back in D2
Oh yeah, true.
Ricky after a pretty long stint of not being able to get into victory lane for that regard. But I might as well, since I mentioned him, talk about the off season. I did mention the burnout that you, as well as many other league owners, have been experiencing in the NR2003 space. So, what are the plans for this off season, and is there anything you can hit us on come season 9?
Well, I'm gonna have a big announcement soon, maybe tonight if I can get it sorted quick enough. It's 10 o'clock, so. But yeah, we're probably gonna have for sure 5 weeks off. If I feel like doing 4, I'll do it. But for now, I want to stick with 5, maybe 6. We'll see. I'm not going to give a confirmation. I might. Uh, I definitely need to get plans for Daytona because that's its own thing. But uh, yeah, next season we're right now we're going to try to work on the awards and the paint scheme bracket or yeah the paint scheme bracket and a bunch of other things to make it fun, really fun for season 9. I think everyone here needs a reset. NR gets a little bit too much sometimes, and especially how this season has ended with the chase. Makes me resentful for the chase system in many ways, but it's still, despite its flaws, we still had some interesting points battles and such. So we're going to reevaluate all that and just hopefully have a really good start next season. I mean, like starting with the broadcast stuff too, man. You knocked it out of the park. You got, I think, almost every race except one this season. So can't be more thankful for that, and really love what you do with your graphics and all that. And yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna try to make next season even better than the last. So
I appreciate the comments with the broadcast, and it is, in my eyes, a little bare bones, but I promise you that come next season, a lot of the interface, the graphics, and just functionality are going to be a lot more versatile. You already got a sneak peek at it, but gonna leave you off now, get a little bit more time to make those plans into fruition as you stated. Congratulations on winning the race tonight and for finishing the season third in points. Thank you for joining us.
thank you very much.
User was moved out of your channel.
Alright, second place, since he's already in here, Tala, you pretty much a rerun of D2 Memphis prior to the caution, obviously, but you tried to perform an overcut on Lyle, but you just could not gain the time back on the 99.
Yeah, I'm kind of pissed at myself for that because I was thinking originally to pit before Lyle, despite me taking the lead because I was definitely throughout the race. I felt like I was saving a lot better than he was, or at least managing. I was because after the first caution when I got wrecked, I went from I was just gaining a lot on everyone else, and then again I gained a lot on the leaders in that second run there. I thought I didn't realize he was going to gain that much time on me as well. I probably underestimated the fact that Phoenix is a relatively smaller pit road, so it's less time to gain, or no, less time to lose as a result. So I saw Lyle 6 seconds ahead, and I was like, "Oh, that's not really good." So I kind of just tried going a bit harder, but I just couldn't get him. So P2 at the end, which I'm happy with. I'll take a P2 after getting wrecked early, but I also wish I performed a bit better on the strategy there. But hindsight's 2020. It was a really fun track to drive, especially in the long run. It got with how loose it was and everything, it really baby the car around. Yeah, I'll take the rebound. Yeah.
And speaking of rebound, you've been pretty much doing just that across the final 3 races here. So, with 2 wins in the crown jewels this season, what do we expect out of you for season 9?
I'm hoping at the very least next season to be a bit more consistent. There was a big point in the middle of the season. I would put myself in situations where I get myself wrecked, or I would just wreck myself outright. And I will lose a lot of points as a result. But I'm hoping at least though I could still get a couple more wins. I did not expect to win a race here at all entering the season. I thought it was gonna be the same with last season where I okay, get a few top fives here and there, if you mostly top tens, but nothing to really write home about. But it was definitely a really good season by me, and hopefully I could improve on it next season.
I forgot to do this last time, Dylan. Apologies, but do you have any questions?
I was gonna say, I expect a championship from you next season. That's what I'm expecting.
If I mean, we'll see. Hopefully, but every time I say I'm gonna try to go for a championship, I end up having like the worst season imaginable. So I'm just gonna go race by race and see how that goes out for me.
But yeah, that's you had a really good race tonight. Recovered from obviously what happened earlier in the race, but
Oh yeah, yeah. But I enjoyed that race.
Well, congratulations on your runner-up finish and your top 5 finishing points finish. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your
And
channel.
finally, there's Cole Rodriguez. It is a second podium of the season for you, but you have came out of the season as bracket champion.
Yeah. I'll take what I can get, I guess. I wish it had gone a little bit better, but we had a few unfortunate races, tabbing out, getting wrecked at Dega, pretty bad low lights. But yeah, the race tonight was solid. I was kind of just hoping that I was going to keep that podium. Of course, racing Steven, that was really honestly my main priority because I was expecting Steven to be up front most of the race, and then he wasn't because of a mistake and whatnot. I don't even know what happened to him, but he was behind, I know, at least, and was really struggling with his tires. So I was in the long run there, was hoping that there was no caution, and somehow the BPNR drivers actually kept it clean, which I was hearing tires squealing all around, and I know seeing one car in the wall here, one car in the wall there, and I'm like, they're trying to do it, it's going to happen, and somehow that didn't happen, and it held off, and I took my first bracket championship, which is pretty neat. Not sure how much it matters in the grand scheme of things, but hey, it's something to hold my head up high going into next season. So
Any questions from you, Dylan?
I got nothing. I'm a bit checked out now.
Fair
me
enough.
too.
Well, I'll let you rest, Cole. Congratulations on your podium finish, and thank you for joining us.
Yep, thank you guys.
User was moved out of your channel.
Well, Dylan, that concludes season 8. So, how about a little bit of a retrospective as a driver and as a spectator? How did you view season 8 of BPNR?
I obviously had a really tough season. I had a lot of bad moments and I got suspended, but I do think we had a lot of great things, especially with the track choices most of the time. But, I do think there's a lot to build off of, and I really hope next season's a lot better because I understand that it's been tough for a while because there's been a lot of races where no one's happy after. And that definitely sucks. Like, I understand. But yeah, I really enjoyed watching and commentating today. It felt refreshing, not stressing about my tires or just getting mad. But yeah, I do think next season will be a lot better. Hopefully.
Yep, if you do return to racing, hopefully better luck comes on your side. Potentially get yourself into the chase, assuming that still exists by then.
From what he said, I'm not. You never know. I don't really have a problem with the chase format. I don't know if it fits with such a short schedule. That's like my thing with it. A chase format probably needs a much bigger schedule, but obviously we don't have time for that. So
Just you want to get as much seasons in as possible, allow as many resets as possible, but I feel like 17 races is fine considering the chase. I mean, Essex had 16 races in a chase. IFAR had 15 races in a chase, so yes, it could be solved by adding in more chase races, but ultimately it's just a double-edged sword that even real life chase formats had to deal with in terms of who should be champion and who got the golden horseshoe, to say the least.
JB Johnson.
Actually, like, bro, I don't even think he'd be a champion if the chase didn't exist, or even the playoffs for that matter.
I
I think one
pretty
or
sure
two.
2006, 2013, and 2009, I believe, were all full full points. He would win it, but yeah, I really don't think you should add more races because obviously that doesn't really help with people's time constraints, and some people who don't want to run like 20 races for one league. So we'll see what comes. I won't. I have a feeling there's a chance the chase will be gone just because of how many problems we have with Dunn, with Josh, getting screwed over by stuff that wasn't their fault, and unfortunately getting really heavily affected because of it.
Yeah, just bad luck and really unfortunate timing for both of those drivers. So, Lyle said 5 weeks' time we should have news regarding season 9. So, pretty lengthy off season, and he, as well as all the other admins amongst BPNR, really deserve it come the struggles of this season in both divisions for that matter. So, with that, it's time to wrap up here. Got Thursday. CCRS has a senior super speedway, the Triangle Track in Quebec, Canada, beginning at 8:25. Friday, Budweiser has their penultimate race at Rockingham. They'll be streamed here Friday, 9 p.m. And all on Cheese Food Media at 10 p.m. will be at Texas for their second race of the season, assuming Zach can make it. And Saturday, OSCC has their season finale from Michigan. That'll be 7:55. And like we mentioned, off season, 5 weeks, so got plenty of time to rest. And while I still do have a couple more streams from Budweiser to conclude their season, I am going to take quite a revamp here in MCRP to freshen up a little bit. Not just visually with graphics, but more versatile in OBS and all that. But with my self glazing aside, I'd like to thank Dylan Negron here for joining me in the booth. Any final comments from you?
I had a really good time, and I would like to do this again if my season doesn't go as well next year. But yeah, um, I've been really enjoying your broadcasts. Not to glaze, but I have been. But yeah, that's really all I have to add. And thank you for having me tonight.
Yep. The booth is always open for you to return come season 9. So, with that, again, Friday is my next stream. So, until then, thank you, viewers, for watching. And very grateful for Lyle for letting me broadcast. And